What? Not you again. Oh, well. Well, hello, Heritage. Welcome to this Tuesday edition of the 5-Star News. Preston McDade and Neely Bailey here, back again. We have a lot to cover today, so let's get right into it.
Today we're talking about a famous author that swung by here last Friday to talk to our students here at HHS about a few of his books. Also, we'll talk to some of our teachers here that are also coaches and see how much time they spend here at the school teaching and coaching.
Our three-point shootout tournament is underway. We have had some crazy first-round matchups, including a last-second shot to send the team to the second round of the winners bracket. And we'll get you informed on how our annual Catoosa County Band exhibition went last Thursday. Those stories and more are coming up next in the 5-Star News. Welcome into the 5-Star News. We have so much to cover today, so let's get straight to the news.
Here's Alex Potoson and Robert Ricketts with What's Up Heritage.
What's up, Heritage? I'm Alex Potoson, and we've got some announcements for you today. Wednesday, FCA is going to have their See You at the Pole meeting at 7:15. Go be there. There'll be some cool stuff there. Thursday, we're going to have a governance team training session in the theater at 9 a.m. And then Friday, there's going to be a Probe College Fair at Dalton Estate at 11 a.m. Now I'll hand it over to Ricketts for our 5-day weather forecast.
Thanks, Alex. Now for your 5-day weather forecast. Today, we're going to have a high of 87, a low of 57 with a 10% chance of rain. On Wednesday, we're going to have a high of 91, a low of 66 with a 10% chance of rain. On Thursday, we're going to have a high of 91, a low of 66 with a 20% chance of rain. On Friday, we're going to have a high of 93, a low of 69 with a 20% chance of rain. On Saturday, we're going to have a high of 95, a low of 68 with a 10% chance of rain. And that's all. We'll get you back to the anchors.
Thanks for that, you two.
This past Friday, we had a very well-known author come to HHS to talk to some of our juniors and seniors.
Yeah, a lot of my friends really liked it.
I know I did, but let's see what you guys thought.
Here's Cade Collins, Jalen Hood, and Ryan Haley with the story.
And I've got people I want to write about. Now, I go to write my novel, and I realize I don't know how to write a novel.
I like writing books for teenagers because I volunteered at a music camp for teenagers and I fell in love with the way that young adults love the art that they love. So I wanted to make art for young adults. My message, it changes with each book, but I think if there's one underlying message, it's that there's always hope and that things get better. The one that I teach, my writing class, well, it's just a workshop, but I teach how to write dialogue. So one of my favorite things to write in my books is dialogue. And so I taught a workshop here at Heritage on how to write dialogue.
So this past Friday, Jeff Zentner, the author of The Serpent King, was here at Heritage. And I am just so excited about the opportunity that everyone had to get to hear him speak. The day was divided into two parts. When he got here Friday morning, we did a small group session here in the Media Center, and Mr. Zentner led a writing workshop about how to write dialogue. And I really love that kids who were interested in writing books got to hear some practical tips about how to write, specifically how to string together dialogue that's interesting and engaging. And I know that I definitely loved getting to hear those tips as well.
Thanks for that story.
Now on to more news, but this time, let's talk to our teachers rather than our students.
Yes, we here on the show talk to our teachers here at HHS, but not just any teachers.
That's right. We interviewed a few teachers that are also coaches about all that they do.
Sounds interesting. Let's turn it over to Cooper Terry and Kaylor Cumby with more details.
Yeah, being a coach and teaching, I mean, obviously teaching is a full-time job, but at times the basketball can be a full-time job too. And of course, I'm doing tennis too in the spring. So at times there in January, I'm doing like 3 jobs at once, and so it can be difficult. I do spend a lot of time having to catch up sometimes. Where I use my planning period to get ready for practice, well then at home I've got to catch up on some grades or getting some lessons together. So it can be tough. I really try to do both jobs really well. I try to put everything I can into teaching and coaching, so I'm prepared for both. But it is tough sometimes. It can be really stressful.
So in season, it is definitely more challenging to be both a coach and a teacher. I definitely have to try to manage my time with coming up with practice plans or game strategies while I'm also trying to do lesson plans and work with what my students need in the classroom. So that definitely can be a challenge and sometimes overwhelming, but ultimately I try to just focus on what I need to do that day or in that moment and what's best for my students in class and for my players outside of class. And then outside of season, it is a little bit easier because you're not as focused on the sport, but you're also thinking about what you need to do for the upcoming season or get ready for tryouts. And so there's always something that's pulling my mind towards volleyball during the school year, regardless of if it's in season or not. And then I definitely get time taken away from my kids, and they're starting to grow up in the gym, and they know they have to come to practice or come to games, and it's just kind of become part of it. And now that they're a little older, they want to try to help run drills or throw balls or do something like that. So it definitely is a sacrifice that I make to coach and be away from my children, but it's one that I think is beneficial for the athletes that I work with.
When you're in season, it's kind of like a grind in a sense. So I think sometimes you probably pick up on some of my interviews that are done in the morning times. It probably seems like I'm half asleep, and it probably is because I am. Coaches, they invest a lot. They invest a lot not only in classrooms but out on the field too. And it's kind of tough when you're getting home at 8:30, 9 o'clock, sometimes even 10 o'clock, and when you have road games every night, and you kind of get back up at 5:30, 6, and you do it all over again. It definitely is taxing and stressful. It's really, really important to, have family involved too with that. So, having family around kind of helps keep you motivated in a sense because, you're always here, especially during the season. You have your own time. You kind of have your own off time and stuff like that when it's off season. But, it's definitely something that's rewarding. It's something that's fun. It's something I love to do. And, I wouldn't do anything, different from it.
Thanks to all the teachers that do so much here for us at Heritage.
Now on to a new addition here on the show.
Right, every Tuesday we'll be talking to our FCA leaders about what to expect the following week.
Here's Jeffrey Miner and Matthew Swans with more information on this new story.
I believe Tuesday we have See You at the Pole at 7:15. It'll be at the main entrance, and I believe we will have some snacks, like hand food, breakfast type stuff. It'll be good. And then Thursday we'll have our regular meeting during lunch, so be there. It's typically in the theater.
That's a big event for us, and we'll be doing that on Wednesday at 7:15 in the Horseshoe. If anybody can make it, it'd be nice to have y'all. And then we may be meeting on Thursday. We have been meeting on Thursday's first half, but we'll let y'all know when we'll be meeting, and that's most likely when we will.
Thanks for that story. Now time for a commercial break here on the show.
Don't go anywhere. Sports is next.
Guys, I'm definitely winning 3-point.
KD, you must be on something today. I'm definitely winning 3-point.
Man, Jalen K, y'all tripping, bro. I'm the king of 3-point.
Y'all are trash. Y'all have no chance.
Nah, man. All y'all are trash. I'm winning with my feet.
Hello everyone, I'm Jackson Martin.
And I'm Luke Bussey, and welcome to this Tuesday edition of the 5-Star Sports.
We start you off today with yet another softball win.
That's right. Let's send it over to 5-Star Sports reporter Jalen Hood with the recap.
Pretty good crowd on hand for this crucial matchup in Region 6-4A between Northwest and Heritage. And they got to witness a complete blowout from our Lady Generals. We pick up the action in the top of the fifth with Heritage already up 9-0. And you know Rachel Gibson wasn't going to let that lead get away. Here she gets one of her 11 strikeouts on the night. 2 outs away from the win now, and the Heritage ace gets yet another K. And finally, 1 out to go, and the Lady Bruins would fly out to deep left field. Morgan Phillips secures the catch, and the Generals knock off the Bruins 9-0.
Great night. Our girls came out. They were energized. They were ready to go. They kind of set the tone from the first inning. Anytime that you're able to bat around the order the first inning and put 9 up, you kind of set the tone for the whole game. And it's really, really tough to go into a hole like that and to try to climb out of it, especially when you have somebody that can shut people down in the circle.
I feel like we did really well. we're starting to play better as a team, cheering a lot. Everybody's encouraging each other. Bailey Crystal had a really good game too. She went 3 for 3, and that helped a lot because she is the leadoff batter. So with the leadoff batter getting on, we were able to back her up and get on base as well.
We just stayed up the entire game. We never let down. I think the only thing that probably we took away from last night to get better on is making adjustments on new pitchers that come into a game.
Good win over Northwest last weekend.
Also, shout out to Rachel Gibson for her 500th strikeout.
Did you know that we don't only have the #1 long snapper, we also have the #1 kicker, Anderson Britton?
That's awesome. Let's send it over to Brady Hawkins, Chase Graham, and Cameron Smith to find out more.
Every day to be the best I can. I just try and put myself in the best opportunities to go wherever I'd like to go. And I'd like to go to University of Georgia. That's the dream, but I'll go wherever anyone takes me. So I'm just trying to put myself in the best opportunities to live out my dreams.
Talked to you today about Anderson Britton, our sophomore place kicker. He has done a fantastic job kicking extra points and field goals and kicking off. Has improved dramatically over last year. This year has achieved a ranking so far through 4 games of being the #1 place kicker in Georgia and the #8 in the nation. Fantastic job by that young man. He's truly a weapon for us. We can score points. You know, we get inside his range, we're going to score. And we hope it's extra points. But if not, we can come away with a field goal, and we got a lot of confidence in him that he can put it through the upright.
Huge accomplishment for Anderson being named the #1 kicker in the state of Georgia for his class. He's such a weapon for our football team. Anytime we don't have to cover a kickoff because he puts it in the end zone, or anytime we get the ball on the plus side of the field, we know we have an opportunity to score points. He's such a hard worker, and I'm just very proud of him.
It feels pretty good to be the #1 kicker in Georgia for my class, and I would like to do this in college if the opportunity comes up.
I think it's pretty cool being practicing with Anderson every day, considering he's #8 in the nation, #1 in Georgia in his class. It's just a cool experience to be with him all the time.
Thanks for that, guys. Now we go to the 3-point contest.
Luke, I've heard a nickname for you floated around the school.
Oh, that's crazy because I've heard one for you too.
Sweet. What is it?
The Lethal Mamba. What's mine?
The Mamba to end all Mambas.
Seems fitting to me. Here's CJ King, Zach Locke with the story.
We have completed our first week of our 3-point shootout. A good week. We had some really good games and some really not so good games, but it was a lot of fun. We got our second round games coming up this week, so as we move along in the bracket, the games get better.
Me and my dad played Alex Mixon and Ryan Heat in 3-point, and we started off very slow. We couldn't hit anything, and Alex and Ryan got pretty hot, and they got all the way to the corner before we even had 2 shots. So it took a big comeback. I got hot, and then they kept missing the corner shot and ended up beating them.
So, like I said, it's been a lot of fun. Got a lot of people coming to the gym just to check it out. Had a lot of rowdy people during the 3-point shootout. So make your way down to the gym at lunch and just, take in a couple games. It's a lot of fun. And like I said, the game should get better and better as we move into the bracket.
Hey, Luke, how about that Powderpuff game?
The seniors look pretty good.
With an MVP performance by Zoran Burton, no one stood a chance.
That's right. Here's Morgan Trotter and Kayla Cumbie with the recap.
Thanks for sports, you guys.
As you all know, our band is really well known for being the best of the best around this area.
Last Thursday, our school held the annual band exhibition, and they played great.
Right. Let's talk to some of our band members about how it went.
Relax and enjoy the Legion of Generals.
The exhibition last night was really good. I loved watching Ringgold and LFO do their show. It's always nice every year to be able to enjoy watching it instead of seeing it from the sidelines at football games. And I think the Heritage Band did amazing, and last night's show went great. I couldn't complain.
Every year, I always like seeing all the different bands. It's really cool to see what they've been working on. I feel like our performance was one of the better times that we've ever put at the show.
So my favorite thing about the band exhibition is just getting to see all the different bands. I especially like getting to see how much each band has improved from when we saw them at their football games. And my favorite band to watch was Ringgold's band. Their show was incredible.
Thanks, guys. Well, that's all the time we have for today on the show, but we'll be back on Thursday with a brand new report.
So until then,
stay classy, Heritage.